Hello. Yes. It's time to sell some books. My name is Justin McElroy, and welcome to the Adventure Zone Crystal Kingdom graphic novel launch virtual event. What a thrill it is to be here with you to celebrate this wonderful work, this seminal work, our greatest work.
It truly is the fourth book in the series.
No one can deny.
It's our Magnus Opum.
After the third book, this one is next.
This one's definitely the next one.
I'm going to introduce everybody in order of importance. First off, Carey Pietsch, the illustrator of this wonderful venture. Carey, welcome to this virtual streaming event.
Thank you so much for having me to the fourth book launch. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
It would be wild if you weren't. It would be so bonkers if you weren't here, Carey.
It'd be weird.
Absolutely.
Before I continue with these protracted introductions, I want to say that if you want to tweet about your experience with this, hashtag TazGNLive is the hashtag. That a hashtag is a way of organizing information on the internet.
Oh, and can I tell you the best thing about it? Your tweet doesn't have to be relevant to this show. You can just use it. It still counts.
Really? Here's the thing, crank them out. Just everybody crank out some tweets. Dad, Clint McElroy, he prefers. Welcome to the show, Clint McElroy.
I'm second after Carey?
Congratulations. Yeah.
Now, Dad, is it possible for you to reposition your microphone in front of you? Because it looks like you're talking to someone else off screen, and it's freaking me out.
No, it's fun.
Because I was worried you wouldn't be able to see my Doctor Who lava lamp if I did that. How's that?
Very
Is that
cool.
okay?
Very cool.
Super cool.
Next up in the order of importance in the power rankings is Griffin Andrew McElroy. Andy to his friends. Griffin, welcome to our streaming event.
Hey guys, it's me, Andy. Keep it cool. Have a great summer.
Nextly is me, Justin McElroy. What a pleasure it is to be here with you for another one of these. I'm your host tonight, and it's going to be uncomfortable and awkward because I'm not good at this part of this whole thing. And lastly, live from one of Guy Ritchie's lesser works, it's my brother Travis's facial hair and my brother Travis. Hi, Travis, or should I say Bricktop? Welcome to the streaming event.
I'll tell you, the bad news is now it's a symbiotic relationship where if I remove the mustache, I'll die. Is the problem.
God, that didn't take long, did it?
Yeah. It might be worth it. What if I cut your mustache off and a wooden mustache grows in its place?
That's what's happened several times.
Hey,
I tried to shave right before this. So what are we doing here? What's happening?
Launch event. Well, we're going to sell some product, Travis. We're going to move these units. You're going to watch this show and you're going to say, I should get that book and I should convince all my friends to get it too. Now, as a reminder, you can buy copies of the Crystal Kingdom with the event exclusive promo from BookBug, Left Bank Books, Solid State Books, Slippery Doug's Book Barn, Brookline Booksmith, Tubby and Koo's Mid-City Bookshop. Thank you to all our partners. One of them was made up, which I bet was irritating to the other ones.
You'll never guess which.
You have to figure it out. I guess there's links in the chat. Is that I'm having to take your word for it. That's what I'm hearing though. Is that there's links in the chat to buy a copy of the book from our partners there. They're gonna go quick during this event. You better snap them up. Get them on eBay.
There's only so much paper. There's a paper shortage.
wanted to-
It's a crisis.
There is a lumber. Have you seen these lumber prices, Griff?
Oh,
It's starting to level off now, but hachi-machi.
Oh my God!
Hey,
Plywood's through the roof.
this is going to have some, I'm going to just say it up front, some adult language. So we are going to be using some blue stuff. So I want to, send your lesser kids out of the room if they're not real cool and they don't know how to hang, and to get them out of here, because it's going to get pretty raucous. We got a lot of great guests coming up, so that's going to be an exciting part of this whole thing. Real quick, this is the fourth book in the series. Carey, do you like this one?
It's really starting off with the hard-hitting questions, huh? I do have to say I'm a fan. I think I am biased. I think we did a phenomenal job, and I'm really excited that everyone can read it.
Now, my next question for Carey: are you sick of the color pink yet?
Oh my God. Again, great question. Thank you so much. Absolutely not. I will never be sick of the color pink, and it's absurd that you would ever imply that.
Because this book is chock full of it. Just to be clear, that's not a random question if you haven't read the book yet. There's a lot of pink
Right.
in the book.
We should specify this is a pink heavy book. Did have to work pretty closely with the printers on that one. That is a lie. For a second, did all of the hard work, and I just said, please do your best.
Okay.
What are you more sick of? Are you more sick of pink or drawing vehicles?
This is again, I feel like we're cheating on some of the Twitter Q&A questions, because there are a couple in there that are about both of these things. We're excited to get to that later in the run.
They only let us talk to Carey during these book launch events, so we get rambunctious.
Yes.
So love your hair.
Otherwise,
How about that
I have to
$20 you and me?
Next time I see you in person.
Now, Dad, are you excited to see what we wrote in the book?
Yeah. No, of course I am. There's some big stuff that happens in this book. Some major arc stuff. In all seriousness, there's some major turns for the characters in this book.
Do you not remember? Is that what's happening here? You don't remember what's in the book?
No, I don't remember.
Spoil it.
Okay.
No, I want people to buy it, to know about Merle getting. No, to see. Nice trap, Travis.
Almost got it.
A fun story earlier today. I came into my studio where I record all my art, and this panel behind me had fallen. This panel behind me had fallen off the wall. What does it mean? You tell me.
Nothing.
I can't be as lucky as you.
I have a fun story that is germane to the book. I went to a bookstore. I went to a bookstore to purchase this lovely book, and this bookstore also sold board games. And I was there with my 4-year-old son, whose name is Henry, and he saw a copy of the board game Yeti and My Spaghetti, which he's seen many YouTube playthroughs. I've not experienced the game. I'll take it on credit, but I was like, yeah, let's get Yeti and My Spaghetti, And so we got Yeti and My Spaghetti and a copy of The Adventure Zone Crystal Kingdom, the 4th book in the #1 New York Times bestselling series. I took it up to the counter, and the cashier, the guy was like, "Oh, this is great." And I was like, "Oh, that's awesome. Thanks. Yeah, no, we worked really hard on it." And he was like, "Yeah, this Yeti and My Spaghetti game is fantastic." And I was like, no.
I went to a bookstore once and said, I went to a bookstore once. It might have been with two, and I said to the person there, I said, "Yeah, I was one of the writers on this graphic novel. Do you want me to sign it for?" And they said, "Nah, that's okay."
Cool.
Awesome.
Nice. Looks like we made it.
Well, at the local Books a Million, I was signing the copies. We only have the one bookstore here in the Barbersville area, and we have another one downtown. But I realized I should stop naming bookstores. But anyway, I was at the bookstore, and I said, "Do you have this book?" And they said, "I think it's over there." And it was on the cart still. And I was like, "Do you want me to just sign these? Just lift them off the cart?" So and then I see, this is what sucks. I look in there. There's a copy of John Green's new book in there, signed. John, are you one step ahead of me? What's your
always?
Well, so here's
we
the secret,
are going.
Then I don't ask before I sign books. and that includes John Green books. Wherever I see a John Green book, sign it. Can't tell; it's just a scribble.
Yep.
Thank you so much for being here. We are going to start reading this book. Carey is going to step away from the virtual stage for this moment, and then we'll return later in the program. So, Carey, thank you for your patience and hanging in there with us.
Bye. I'm excited to hear it.
Yes.
Bye.
Okay, we have some guests, and you're not smaller screen. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our guest, Travis. Who do we have joining us?
Well, we're very excited. We've got, you might know her from Critical Role. You might know her from Critter Hug. We got Mika Burton, which is very exciting. And also,
everybody.
Hi. Also, Erica Ishii, who you might know from just about every video game voiceover at this point. Apex Legend, Halo Infinite, Destiny, Fortnite. I don't know if you've heard of these. But these are some of the games you might hear. Monster Prom, just a couple games you might hear.
Mist.
On.
Mist.
Tetris.
That's under NDA.
Oh no!
Don't forget about Uno. Definitely, Erica's in the
Uno.
voice for Uno
Absolutely.
Uno.
Uno
Sure.
Erica was the reverse card for a very.
I thought that was her. Oh my god! I also did a completely separate voice for Draw 4.
No.
Oh wow! Uncredited.
Yeah.
What a talent!
No, I'm allowed to voice up to 4 cards before they have to give me like a bump, like a pay.
Right.
Yeah.
God, Hollywood is so weird, man.
Yeah.
I also have an NDA for a game, but I can give you a hint. One of my lines was, "Bop it."
Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
Bop
right.
it. The bop it. Okay, great. So we are going to read some of this this graphic novel. Does that seem like a fair deal? Why did they let me do this? Literally anybody else would have been better.
No, you're crushing it.
Is that something you would like?
Is everyone comfortable with reading books?
What if you just said no and signed out? What would you do then?
I would literally close the browser window and I would retire forever. You have a lot of power.
Okay, here we go.
Let's do it. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Who are you are you talking to me?
Okay.
I don't know who's okay.
Admittedly, it's been a strange year, fellas, but when I look down at Eversummer, all decorated for candle nights, I get this feeling of
Nausea, like the room is spinning and you want to yarts.
That's fantasy vertigo, Magpie.
Magnus, race, human, class, fighter, proficiencies, bringing the ruckus, turning chunks of wood into works of art, height-induced queasiness.
Uncle Taco has the perfect solution.
Merle, race, dwarf, class, cleric, proficiencies, horticulture, unfamiliarity with holidays, awesome taste in comfort footwear. Taco, race, elf, class, wizard, proficiency, feats of legerdemain, magically delicious baked goods, party hosting. Frump.
Nailed it.
Now, come on.
Ding.
We've got a soiree to compulsorily host.
yeah.
You crushed it. Ding,
Thank
ding.
you. Well, I was really struggling in rehearsals with compulsory.
Which may not be a real word.
You're in
Tempting
your head.
fate.
We'll fix it in post.
Happy candle nights.
2, 3, 4.
Candle night is here. Unrelenting cheer. No love too strong. No hug too long. No dream realistic. It's always been
It's always pantheistic.
Nailed it.
Davenport.
Pantheistic, huh? I never knew my crunchy, hairy little deity was the reason for the season.
I don't think you know what pantheistic means.
So I put some of my songs on this music box for you.
You're giving me a fantasy mixtape.
Yeah, just in case you meet anybody down there who wants to, produce something, publish my work. You could tell them to hit me up.
I made you this wooden carving of a duck.
Killian, race, orc, class, warrior, proficiencies, babysitting grown adults, following rules and regulations, giving carnage adjacent gifts.
Well, that's embarrassing.
Wow, brood much?
Well, no, because I got you.
A duck-shaped whetstone? You shouldn't have.
You can fucking say that again. I need to smoke.
What's with the irrationally angry sentient wad of chewed gum?
Yeah, that's Boyland. He's a member of my regulator team.
Boyland, race, dwarf, class, fighter, proficiencies, being an ass, inconvenient smoke breaks, being beloved by squad mates for no discernible reason.
He's an acquired taste.
Huh. And this is...
Carey Fangbattle. She's my other member of the team.
Carey, race, dragonborn, class, rogue, proficiencies, slicing and dicing, honesty, sweet flips.
That Boyland, huh? Some people just don't understand the true message of candle nights.
Right? Like, how long have you been floating there? Why aren't you in your shop?
Garfield.
Why did you become Shaggy for a second?
It was pretty good. Garfield, race, huh? Class, warlock, proficiencies, party crashing, wheeling and dealing, questionable motives, and gifting.
I'm not that big a miser. The fantasy Costco's closed for the holiday. And speaking of... Happy Candle Nights!
Garfield, you shouldn't have. Garfield, you shouldn't have.
Turn that ungrateful frown upside down, Merle. Introducing the Nitpicker, the latest innovation in security thwarting homunculi.
Wow, sick fucking pitch there, Billy Mays.
A shield!
A magic shield?
That's one of my top 5 favorite kinds of shields.
Your shield of heroic memories becomes more effective against enemies you fought before.
This is the best Candle Nights ever!
Shield of heroic memories doubles as a journal. Recount your past battles, real or imaginary, as extra defense.
Garfield? Garfield, there's been some kind of terrible mistake. This is garbage. You've given me garbage, Garfield.
Did I? Or did I give you an enchanted loofah to go with your pocket spa?
My what now?
Your pocket spa? You bought it in the last book?
It's not ringing a bell.
It's right here, right there where I'm pointing.
No, it sounds made up.
Pocket Spa, enchanted glamp site, provides accelerated rest, relaxation, and recovery.
Garfield, I feel bad we didn't get you anything.
Oh, that won't be necessary. Now, with tax and holiday personal shopping fees, that comes out to 3,600 gold pieces.
I fucking knew it! Let me at him!
Taco! It's Candle Nights.
Garfield, we do not have 3,600 gold pieces.
Oh dear. Well, I suppose I can open a line of credit for the three of you since you're such loyal customers. However, I'll require some collateral. Beep. What do you say, Magnus?
And then I gave him a few vials of my blood.
Oh.
Sip. Avi, race, human, class, launch specialist, proficiencies, vectors, manual propulsion, awkward silences.
I'm probably gonna die, aren't I?
Possibly.
Worth it. This shield gets stronger as you tell it about past battles. It's like a murder diary. I've already told him about Ganache and the weird shark-looking razors and Magic Brian.
And don't forget Jenkins, sir.
Angus!
Angus MacDonald, race, human, class, detective, proficiencies, cracking the case, solving the whodunit, being a bit of a pain in the ass while doing 1 and 2.
Ango! What the hell are you doing here?
Well, Angus was beginning to be a bit of a thorn in our sides, taking on cases from people down on the ground that always seemed to lead back to the bureau. So they hired me. What? Sorry, I have to take this call.
Aw, there's my fun-size Sherlock.
Well, I don't.
He's adorable. I'm gonna put a little bow tie on him.
I'm already wearing a bow tie, sir.
So I don't get it. Did you just drop out of school or something?
No, sir, I'm homeschooling myself. And I got one of these. So now when you go on missions, I can give advice, figure out puzzles for you. Basically, tell you what to do.
Oh, that's cute. I'd rather die.
Taco! You make these incredible macarons?
Yep. And I knew we had some nut allergies, so I replaced the almond flour with ground pork rinds.
That sounds disgusting. Why isn't this disgusting?
I'm Taco. From TV.
What? You did what? What were you thinking, Lucas?
Look, Lucretia, I know it's bad, but that's why I'm calling.
Lucretia? Wait, did we just learn the director's honest to pan name?
It's a Candle Knight's miracle.
You go months without contacting me, and now you call in a blind panic talking about impending disaster? Don't move a muscle, do you understand me?
Lucretia, race, human, class, director, proficiencies, keeping the world safe, keeping secrets, keeping on.
And where is your mother, Lucas? Have Marine call me immediately. Avi, move the base to these coordinates. We've got another grand relic found. It's the Philosopher's Stone. This is a bad one, Reclaimers. Lives have been lost. Kingdoms have fallen.
Because of a rock?
Just like a Band-Aid peddling cleric to doubt the power of transmutation.
Philosopher's Stone, grand relic, transmutes any matter into any other form of matter.
Killian, you and your regulators, grab your null suits. As soon as we're in position, roll out. Keep your Stones of Far Speech on, and I'll brief you as we move. You three, with me.
Aye, aye, Lucretia.
Yay! Yay!
Good work, you two, and everyone
That
else.
was wonderful.
But mostly
That was
good.
very fun.
Such a pleasure.
Erica and Mika, before you leave, plug your social medias or plug anything you want to where people can find you, all that fun stuff.
Erica, go first.
Oh, okay. I'm Erica Ishii. You can find me at Erica Ishii on Twitter, at the Erica Ishii on TikTok and Instagram. And let's see, right now I'm in a Dimension 20s Misfits and Magic, run by the forever DM Abria Iyengar, and it's a real good time. So highly recommend you checking that out.
Is it my turn? Okay.
Mika Burton.
I am Mika Burton. You can find me everywhere at Mika Burton. Please go and check out Critter Hug on the Critical Role YouTube. Matt and I host it, and we talk about all the awesome people in the TTRPG community, and our summer episode just dropped. Also, the season finale of my other D&D game that I play, Knights of Evening Star, on the D&D channel, was today. So please go and watch seasons 1 through 3. We're going to have a season 4. Yay, we've been renewed. Also, if you go to @Mika Strides on Instagram, you can see my horseback riding adventures as I prepare for my first competition in September. I'm very nervous. Nice. It's going to be fun, and my horse X-Man is a very handsome boy, so you can go.
Can I come and hold up like a sign?
Yes, you want to come to my competition? It's here in LA.
Yeah, go.
Okay, I'll give you the info.
Yes.
Okay, the 4 of us are gonna go. You guys can figure this out.
Yeah,
This is delightful. What a delightful turn of events.
Hey, if you take a sign to a horseback riding competition, is it a dressage massage?
And on that note, it's time for me to go.
See ya. Yeah.
Boy, that was bad level, bud.
Well, thanks for having us. I guess we sign out now and fade into the void.
Thank you for joining us.
I love you all so very much. Bye.
See, massage.
Bye.
Message.
No, I got it. Hey, I got it.
Nope. It's
Hi,
just
Erica.
massage.
In remembrance. She loves that
Tragically
tree.
killed at a horseback riding competition.
Oh.
Okay.
Listen, I've got more than one
Hi,
camera,
Allie.
okay?
Okay, hey.
Hi, Allie.
It's fine.
Hi.
Hello.
Allie, who shares a body with Erica Ishii, the two have to switch in and out. They only get, it's like Lady Hawk.
Zam!
I was worried about this being awkward, but then I signed in with my webcam blocking my other webcam, so now it's been as awkward as it's
perfect.
going to be, and it's all going to be uphill from
It's
here.
It's all been awkward. Soup to nuts. This thing is going to be uncomfortable. With Justin McElroy behind the wheel, you're guaranteed lots of people stumbling over each other to make jokes. Oh, YouTube missed it, but I said dressage message about a sign that you hold up at a horseback riding competition.
Can I tell you,
Well
Justin?
done.
I'm looking now. YouTube's going wild. It's
Is
melting
YouTube
down.
going
People
wild?
on Twitter.
Loving it.
Twitter
I wish they
is blowing up.
I wish they
Also,
tweet more
Justin-
about it.
As the person who volunteered you for this, you're doing a great job, I think. So
Thanks.
I think so too.
That's only you're only saying that because you know we both go down together. If this is a big fucking risky.
We
Just
are
shoulder
joined
the
now by
blame.
Allie Wilgus. They are our editor, our muse, our
Hero.
constant inspiration, shepherd. We could not make this without them. Thank you, Allie. Welcome. And now your Lifetime Achievement Award.
I'll lower it down.
All right, so seriously, congratulations on your book birthday. It's a great book. I'm really excited everybody gets to read it. So, well done. We made it. I can't believe this book actually got done on time, but we did it because we're all geniuses, clearly. That's the
Me neither.
That
So let's
won't
talk
happen
about-
again.
So we're now going to talk about a little bit about how we make these books. So this is going to be 2 parts for those of you at home. First, we're going to actually talk about the process. So next slide, please. I'm also not in control of the slideshow this year, so our wonderful producers are partner in crime. So first off, we're going to talk about actually putting the pages together. We picked this page because we thought it was a good microcosm for how the whole collaborative process for these books sort of works. So next slide. Okay, this is the transition slide. So for context, we're going to be talking about a page that's pretty early in the book. So just some setup. This is a scene where Taco, Magnus, and Merle have been exploring the Miller lab, which is overrun with a virulent pink crystal that's going to turn all unprotected objects or people into crystal also, which is bad. So when we talked about the kind of general shape of the adaptation during the outline, we all agreed that a version of this next scene was going to definitely be in the book. So next slide. So, of course, you're all at home going to read this whole script page very quickly, but for those of you who maybe don't want to try to read these ants, so on this particular page, what happens is they walk into another chamber in the lab, and they discover that one of their coworkers from the Bureau of Balance, who we very handily just met, Boyland, has been turned into crystal. And they make a couple jokes about it. The GM tells them that maybe they should care about this guy because of all of his many children. They figure out why he was turned to crystal. It was because he took his helmet off to have a smoke. So this is actually a really great example of the way in which this book was kind of a weird, insane puzzle of having a lot of different pieces that had to then be recombined with each other in order to fit in a book-sized amount of story. So in the original podcast, when they discover Boyland, that's the whole scene. That's the only thing they do in that room. But in the book, they run into Boyland, and then they hook back up with Carey and Killian, and then they hear about a tardigrade fight, and then while they're distracted talking about the tardigrades, Merle has a conversation with Pan that doesn't go great. So that's how we ended up kind of condensing a bunch of stuff into the scene. And then once we're done with all the script revisions, by the way, if anybody has anything they want to contribute here, feel free to jump in, but I'm kind of trying to rush.
No, you're really nailing it.
Can I say rest in peace to Boyland very quickly before we move on to the goops? Bye. Hardly knew you.
He sucks. I'm distracted by the typos. I'm sure we fixed those in the thing that people bought. I think I said, man, thank pink shit gets to everything.
But anyway, so
tell me we fixed it, guys. Someone please tell me.
We fixed it. We got it.
So once we go through a bunch of rounds of revisions, the script gets handed over to Carey, who does layouts, and Carey's going to talk about layouts on the next slide.
Yeah, so once the script is locked, or like as locked as it's going to get this early on, that's when I start in on doing the first pass at a visual take on the page. So this is a really, really rough sketch of the page that usually only I get to see. So this is very vulnerable for me on the level of thank pink shit for all of the people who wrote the script. And you can really see how rough it is. So sometimes characters get full expressions, like you can kind of see Taco looking skeptical at the bottom. But usually it's more of just a note about staging and composition and reaction. I'm roughing in super loose.
Anything I could do on my best.
Yeah, I doubt that. Listen, I don't want to go on a whole tangent about the myth of good drawing, but I think good drawing is a fake idea. And if a drawing does what you want it to do, then it's a great drawing. Like Pictionary is never going to be one if you sit down and are like, I'm going to draw a perfect car because someone will have beaten your ass in the first 10 seconds. But said I wasn't going to do a whole tangent. Hey, we said we could swear. That's my one.
That's true.
So
nah, fucking curse like what? We give a warning.
True. So it's mostly these rough layouts, the super loose balloon placement, so I know to leave space for the lettering later. And let's go to the next slide and talk about a couple small changes between scripts and layouts. So the first one, you can see that first arrow pointing to, I split up Taco's first line into 2 panels to give us this extra establishing shot of this kind of half sphere with a little triangle at the bottom, which I know is going to be the lab eventually to kind of smooth us back into this scene. There's also this barely legible note I left myself while I was drawing that says, "Is Noelle immune?" ? So I realized as I was trying to stage everyone coming through the hatch into this room that Noelle would be turned to crystal in no time if she wasn't protected somehow, because as we just heard, all these snowflakes blowing around in here are how Boyland expired in the first place. So that's the sort of thing it's much easier to spot once I'm thinking about them moving around in space. So we ended up talking about that as a group and deciding that probably she just has a null coding for some non-suspicious reason and changed some dialogue in another scene to make that work. After that, I give it a cleanup pass.
I would just interject here that there's a lot of because the podcast is purely audio, there will be moments where we don't think about stuff like that. And there will be notes like that then it's like, I never thought of that before. Like there will be full blown discussions that we have of wait, why did that work? And then it's because it was made up fantasy. But then
magic is usually the answer.
Yeah, it was magic. And then we have to think about like, okay, well, let's figure out and answer that question because we might have to like portray it visually in the graphic novel.
It is a graphic novel, so usually you do portray things visually in it.
Correct.
I mean, sometimes they just happen off screen, off the page, and that's a nice little break
True.
for me. But yeah, once we've done that kind of hashing out, I do a quick cleanup pass, and the thumbnails on the next slide are what I hand off to the rest of the team for the first review. So we can go to the next slide. Yeah.
This takes me back.
Yeah.
It's been a long year.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is. I just realized Carey, it's my turn now. So this is how it looked in pencils. And what happened is we sort of talked it all over on the phone. Everybody gets I'm sorry. This is thumbnails. Everybody looks over it, and we talk it through. And we had some notes on this one. Justin and Clint, you both kind of got into this. Do you remember what your notes were on this page?
I can't really.
I can remind you. No, it's fine.
I'm having.
So basically,
I remember, but I know.
Yeah.
Well, I can't make it out. My old eyes.
No, so basically what happened is that Justin pointed out on panel 4 of this, where they're kind of cracking jokes about Boyland. He's like, seeing this on the page, this seems like kind of callous and weird that their coworker just died and they're all like cracking jokes over his corpse. Like, maybe this is a little weird. Also, it seems weird that they wouldn't immediately worry about Carey and Killian now that they've seen one of the 3 of them turn to crystal. And then Clint pretty much immediately just dashed off. Clint, you said you should just take out the joke panel entirely, make the Boyland reveal bigger, and you suggested some changes to the dialogue, and then you were basically like, okay, so at the end of this page, then they can ask about Carey and Killian. Like, I wonder if they're okay, which then handily led into the next page where we actually see them.
Wow, that was pretty smart of me.
Great job.
I think unfortunately what happened is we skipped over thumbnails and went directly to pencils. Maybe it's hard to say because they're so small.
On, though, what Carey was saying, like where the script is as close to locked as it can be before Carey starts doing thumbnails. Like, there's some stuff because it's like it's really where this is the point where, for me at least, as somebody who works with just the words, this is the point where it becomes a graphic novel. This is the point where it is like a quote unquote like comic book, and I can't visualize it really until it gets to this point. So like the pacing of that, like them hanging out over his corpse and making these jokes, would not even occur to me in the script format. But when you see it, it really does take on a life of its own. Like, you really do. There's some stuff that just like immediately is abundantly clear, like no longer works once it's actually like up on its feet.
That kind of gallows humor. Yeah, that kind of like gallows humor worked, I think, in the podcast because Boylan was such a joke. But seeing 3 people looming over a corpse, like that doesn't play.
What a doofus.
Yeah.
And Carey, I think we accidentally skipped thumbnails, but if you want to talk a little bit about some of the things you changed from the script to the layout in the pencils really quick also.
Can we go back to the thumbnail slide for a microsecond so I can see, because it has been a long year. Oh yeah, great. So it is exactly as Clint suggested. This is the thumbnail page. So you can see that the Boyland reveal was initially much smaller, and there was this additional panel where they were just kind of hating on Boyland again. Sorry, rip. And now we can go back to pencils and see that the fix was, as Clint suggested, make the Boyland, sorry.
Can you go back to
rip and it keeps being funny.
Can you go back to that last picture? Because there is something very delightful to me about, like, we kill a character in this book and all he gets is just like, yeah, I'm dead. Peace. I get 2.5 column inches later.
It's the actual size of his obituary. Just this visual obituary.
And the only other thing
I
I
has
wanted
to
to
list all the people he's
here.
survived by.
Yeah, that's true.
Another thing is, and this happens a lot, is that Carey actually added that first panel, which is just a faraway shot of the lab. Because when she was drawing it, Carey, I remember you realized, like, oh, I need a little bit more of a transition here. So you also just ended up adding an extra panel there. All right, so skip ahead 2 more panels. Boop, boop. Oh, yes, this is just pointing out the changes. There we go. So just really quick, the only thing I want to say about inks is that this is now I'm putting on my like editor hat very solidly here. Almost nothing changed between pencils and inks in here, which is great because that means we as a team successfully figured out all the things that were wrong before Carey inked this book, which is exactly how you want it to be. Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes you get to pencils and you're like, oh no, now that I'm looking at this, oh, whoops, we have to fix this. Like, obviously something needs to be fixed, it needs to be fixed. But we're all at this point, we try really hard to not make Carey redraw stuff any more than she has to. So that's just general comics etiquette for those of you at home. Next one. All right, Carey, back to you.
Pink.
It's pink. As mentioned earlier, this is a very pink book. I do want to save this because there is a question in Twitter Q&A that's specifically about pink colors. And what I really want to do is get into the layout section. So let's just go right on to the next slide.
We lost
part
Justin,
2.
though.
Well, we'll make it back. I'll talk for a second.
Gone.
Yeah, so you saw a little bit of layouts earlier, which again, usually nobody except me gets to see. It's a super rough draft, like an outline of what the idea of a page is going to be, except when sometimes, like on this next slide. Oh, one more slide after that. Yeah, I get it exactly right on the first try. And then like the next slide shows, the rest of the work is just trying to get back up to that initial level of layout high. But so usually this is good. So this one is from Petals. We got to see it a little bit last year. And we're going to do another round for Crystal Kingdom layouts, which I'm very excited about. So usually they're much more incomprehensible to anyone who is not me. So Allie and I are going to walk you through some of the messier layouts and see if you can just like take your best guess as to what is meant to be going on there before we show off the finals.
To stress, there was like an enormous amount of secrecy. Like we literally did not let the guys look at these before this. So they had not seen these before. All right. Next slide, please. All right. Next one. All right. What do you think?
Oh my God.
I know. This is. It's Garfield. Garfield on Magnus.
Yeah.
And then leaning up the shoulder and suggesting. Yeah.
And then the next one.
Great.
Yeah, they did in fact.
Yeah, nice.
This is an easy one because you just did this part in the reading.
Right.
But
we're starting up with a warm up.
All right. Next.
Okay.
Oh man.
Wait a minute.
You can kind of like guess at who has which shorthand, like who has the pointy ears usually when I'm drawing these at like 2 a.m. Yeah. Nice.
Is that from the first part where they're talking about having a party?
I don't know who the one on the
right.
All right. We don't know who the one on the right is. We can go ahead to the next slide then.
Yeah, next one.
Oh, yeah, that's me. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So sorry.
No, yeah, I was like,
next.
who's that nerd with the glasses and the flippy hair at the front? Oh my God! This is one character, right, in a series of reaction shots.
This is a character I had not designed.
All right, next.
Lucas.
Oh wow!
Good
job, Travis.
It was the head tilt. The head tilt gave it to me. Yeah.
All right, next.
It's Noel. For those of you who are just listening.
Yeah. Ooh. Is this when they discover dead Boyland? No. This is when they see Merle's arm.
Next time.
Starting to grow.
Nice.
No.
Okay. Fantastic.
You guys are doing pretty good here. All right, next.
Oh, this is when
drunk is all I can say.
This is when Taco how weird it is to me who does like talking stuff. Do you know how weird it is to me that you have the ability, and probably I guess all artists do, to say, I'm going to draw this bad now and better later. That's so wild that you do both of them. You do both the bad one and the good one.
But is this bad, really?
No, it's very. We get it exactly.
By the way, I'm gonna be vanished at 9:50, so you're gonna have to finish this without me.
Oh, I don't know.
I can do it, Coach. I can do it, Coach. I'll take the reins.
I'm tapping out.
Go to the next one. Thank you so much, Allie. Allison Wilkins, our brilliant editor. We would never do these without you.
Yay! Thank you, Allie.
Thank you, Allie.
Okay.
And then she
still don't know what this is.
We have their frozen visage forever. But okay, next slide, please. We're almost done. This is when Merle is a little bit drunk on the pain meds for reasons that I guess we're still treating as spoilers. Okay,
Yeah,
this
that
one's
just says
good.
baby.
It does just say baby.
Oh my god!
I think is that Noelle in the back?
Yeah, the green rectangle is Merle. Okay, sorry, is Noelle? Baby is Merle's. There we go.
Why did it say baby?
I wanted him to be held baby, and then I changed my mind, and I thought shoulders was to actually a scope.
Okay.
Yeah, we're almost blaze through these last couple. We can go to the next slide. Oh, we're just going to go straight final because I think we were short on time. This is skepticism of Upsy. I think there's one more left after this.
Oh, okay.
The rare dot eyes for the golem. Okay, and next one. Oh boy, there are more of these than I remember. This is good because Taco's face is basically the same as it is in the final, so I'll just spoil it and say the one on the right is Taco, screaming at Magnus for being gently bullied. And the next one, please. This one is good because I also had not finished designing this character's skull form, so instead they just have a horrible little cat mouth in the layouts. And we can go to the final.
Dead Kravitz.
Yeah.
Kravitz. Yeah, there he is.
Good pull.
All right,
like
and
the
next
fumes.
one. It's the last
Child.
The baby has grown up.
Child.
Okay, so that is it for process talk. Thank you all so much. That was extremely fun.
I love it.
Thank you, Carey, for parting the veil for us. Are you going to stick around for a bit of Q&A?
Yeah.
Yes. Twitter
I think
Q&A
next
time.
up we're going to do Twitter Q&A.
Oh, maybe or no? Are we jumping right into a reading? I believe. Because we have special guests here. Hello.
How's it going?
Hi. Special guest.
Good. Oh, and you.
No.
Special guest. No. Goodbye.
Banished you.
I'll never
Goodbye.
forget
Bye,
when
special
Ashley
guests.
and Matthew.
God, we said they'd be here, and they were here. Please deliver.
That was it.
So we are going to talk for a few minutes about Q&As, Q's, and A's. Do I have the Q's?
Should we?
So these are getting pulled. I think we pulled some of them from the TazGN Live hashtag, so they're in a Google Doc. I can, if nobody else has them, I can just take
why don't you do
the
it,
aggressive one this time.
I have
around.
them
Great.
open also.
Oh, great. Okay, we can trade off then. So let's see. I don't have the folks that these came in for, unfortunately, but the one up top is, how difficult was it to translate a D&D adventure to a more traditional story format?
I don't even think so. Oh boy.
Go, Griffin.
The one thing that pops out to me that we've talked about before is the tardigrade fight is a really great example of like a fight scene that makes complete sense in a D&D campaign, that then when you get to telling a story in a book, it doesn't really move the story forward. It doesn't really like develop characters in any way. It doesn't give you any new information. And so it's something that doesn't feel weird in a D&D campaign that then would feel weird if it was like, and now a 6-page just tardigrade fight for no reason.
Okay, I have the questions now. I'm going to ask one to Carey. Carey, what was your favorite part about illustrating Kravitz? What were the biggest challenges?
Oh, yeah. I think the trying to balance devastatingly handsome man who is also a spooky skeletal Grim Reaper was simultaneously the hardest part and my favorite part about getting to draw him in this book. I think it's really fun to get to figure out acting for characters in a bunch of different emotional situations. And that's a big part of why drawing Kravitz in this book is so fun, because we got to add all of these additional scenes with him and Taco and him and the rest of the gang, where we're kind of seeing a bigger slice of his personality and how he's reacting to stuff beyond the extent that he got to do that in the podcast. So it feels a little bit more fleshed out early on. But it's also this challenge of like, when he's actively reaping, like there's this sense of like, is he showing off a little bit? Maybe. But is he also just an exhausted skeleton man trying to do his job? Absolutely yes. And that's fun to work with.
This is for
I like
us.
okay.
Do you have one, Griffin? Please tell me yours.
To the McElroys, which of Carey's designs are your favorite so far, or that you're looking forward to the most?
I love Kravitz. I mean, we just talked about Kravitz, but like Kravitz looks frigging
all
so
of Kravitz's
cool.
forms are fantastic. The one I'm looking,
I think the giant Cosmoscope. I think the lenses of plane.
Yeah.
Because I originally said, could this be a 3-page fold out?
So good.
Or maybe even 4.
That wasn't in the process part. Was like telling Clint McElroy he has to stop. He's like, telling Clint McElroy, no.
We can't have we can't have sort of observatory centerfold like Dad wanted in our book. No, that took a few. That took a few revisions because it was confusing, sort of the orientation of the like mirrors and sort of how they were laid out. Do you remember, Carey, like your first sort of interpretation of it?
Yeah, what I remember specifically, I think it was your suggestion to add this kind of overarching structure to it that's like an early astronomical model. So in the final version in the book, it has this like the set of concentric rings that the mirrors are kind of moving around on. Don't think too hard about it. But that was a great suggestion because I think it really helped to ground it in the physicality of the scene. And I really dig how that scene turned out.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I will say it's down the road and we haven't even started talking about it yet. But I can't wait to see basically everything in Suffering Game, specifically the twins. Character designs for the twins, I think it's going to be an absolute blast. But like I said, that's all hypothetical. That's
hypothetically
down the road.
We get to make those.
Yeah, that's a twinkle in the eye.
Hey, Carey. Carey, what is harder to draw? Robots, cars, horses, or trains?
The thing is, they're all bad. They're all bad. But I do feel like a little bit like these books are kind of giving me like a shonen training sequence where I'm getting like more Rock Lee weights added to my legs. Like we started out like Gerblins in a cave. That's fine. Okay, you handled that. Great. Here's a train. Oh, you handled that. Okay, here's a 50-page car chase / fight scene. And then we get to the robots, which honestly would not be so bad if I didn't get emotionally attached to the ones that I draw over and over again. And then I feel bad when we have to blow them up. Cars, I was very happy to see go. Robots, that was a little bit tougher emotionally for me personally.
You're going to have to restrain yourself the next time you are asked to work on something. You're like, all right, so just draw like a guy and a dog. And you're like, nothing. Baby stuff.
One. I think we have time for one more, maybe two more. What's your favorite Easter egg so far in the Taz graphic novels?
Oh,
I've got one in this one. My grandchildren make an appearance.
Oh,
you have to find
them.
Them. It means you have to buy the book to find them.
Can you find our kids?
Can you find our kids? We lost our kids. They're all
it is 10 o'clock. Do you know where those children are?
I don't.
They're locked away. They're imprisoned in our graphic novel like Dorian Gray.
Oh, they got page mastered. But yeah, I think if you pre-ordered the book, you should have gotten a video where I think Justin and Travis were talking about Easter eggs from the first 3 books, which was really fun to put together. So there is one in this book where Carey Fangbattle gets to talk to, I think, almost every character in the background about what their favorite weapons are. So that was fun to sneak into the background of other scenes.
That's great.
I'm pretty sure I've seen advertisements for Chug and Squeeze in most of the books. I don't know if I'm imagining that, if there's only been 1 or 2 examples, but
it's at least a couple.
Yeah.
I just noticed
what was the one, Carey? What was the one that you... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
I just like that when Killian is drinking eggnog at Canon Lights, her cup just says eggnog. There's something about that that's really funny to me. Very specialized.
Carey, what was the book that you put placeholder text in that got left in?
So there's a lot of magazines that are kind of used as set dressing in these books, and there is one in Crystal Kingdom. I usually put in a placeholder, and I'm like, I'll come up with a real joke here later. It's fine. But there is one where Taco is sitting in, I think, Lucas's bedroom, and what he is reading is Fun Title magazines. So look out for that.
Now we got to write it.
Excellent.
Now we have to write
Fantastic. Hey, Carey, thank you so much. for
You did
joining us
so-
yet again.
You did so
great.
fantastically good at this book and the panel, but the book was considerably more work than the panel. So very, very. It is an honor.
Carey
to
might be back
continue to
later.
work with
Literally,
you.
nobody knows. I don't.
Literally
I
nobody.
certainly
It's a
don't know.
mystery.
And if I don't
But
know,
yeah,
it's a
thanks so
mystery.
much, y'all. Have fun with the next reading. I'll be back later. Maybe.
Yay!
Bye.
Keep us.
Hey,
Now
hey,
they're back.
special guests are here.
Hey, hello. Trav, who are you
Hello.
joining us today for our new
Well,
reading?
we're very excited. We've got Ashley Birch, who you might know from the
Description.
very, very good
Slowfall.
Mythic
Description,
Quest.
localized levitation spell.
Can you hear us, Matthew?
Voice,
Matthew.
I'm shooting.
Matthew.
He's playing.
Matthew, you're
Matthew.
here. Matthew.
He doesn't even know
You're
Matthew,
on.
we're here.
You're on. Okay, you might know Matthew from a lot of things. Okay. But also,
Oh, I was muted too. This
okay.
is hilarious.
Well, hi, Ashley.
Hi. This is the first
you
time you're
probably know
seeing me.
Matthew from
Yes,
his
hello.
illustrious acting career, but also Beetle and Grimm's, his D&D and RPG kind of, I'm going to say, supply company. All the things you need to really up your game. Check them out, Beetle and Grimm. Okay. Hello. Can you hear us now? I am talking about you, Matthew. Hello.
Okay.
Oh, no, we can't hear you.
The sound
Is this
can
an
only
escape
go
room?
one way.
This is an escape room.
Okay.
He's a really good actor, so I can't tell if he's just goofing.
Yeah, I know.
Shoot! It's entirely
I'm back,
possible.
I'm in.
Yeah.
We did. We
He's
did.
in,
Oh, okay, great.
Oh wait, but you
Alright.
can hear us.
Yeah,
You-
you can hear me. I was on mute. I'm very old. I'm very old.
I was also
Don't
on
do
mute.
that.
Don't worry.
Don't give me that.
We've got it now.
Hey, here we go.
Okay, can you
Let's
see me
make
though?
some.
Yeah, we can see you. We
It's
can hear you.
all
You can hear us.
hear you, the whole package.
Oh my goodness, I can't see anyone. I feel so naked.
Oh no.
This is gonna go awesome.
Can you see the slides?
I can't see anything.
Oh boy.
No, this is radical.
Oh no.
This is radical.
I can feel it. I can feel it. I don't need to see it. I
Okay.
can feel
Yeah.
it.
He feels
He's
He's got a script.
Yes.
I do have a script. And I can't.
Okay, here we go.
Hey,
We
then
can't
we're
do that.
fine. We're fine.
All right, we'll be good then.
And
Oh yeah.
yeah, this is gonna be fantastic. All
Let's-
right. Well,
let's get into our
let's
next
begin.
scene.
Yes. Let's make art. Holy hell! Look at this place.
Slow fall. Description. Localized levitation spell.
Wouldn't it be funny if the null suits don't work and the way we find out is by turning to pink crystal the instant we touch the floor?
Yeah. Hilarious.
Tink.
I don't see Killian's float boat.
Can we just get the stone and get the hell out of here? I am really weirded out.
Breaker, breaker, Lucas, come on in, bud. Over. The three little geese have landed. I repeat, the three little geese.
What? Who the hell is this?
How do you think, dipshit? We're with the Bureau. Your lab's getting Crystal King Midas, so Lucretia sent us to clean up your mess. So, maybe you could start by explaining what the hell happened here.
You're the new reclaimers. Okay, listen, you have to believe me. I'm not the one controlling the stone. We were on the verge of a scientific breakthrough, and yes, we may have ignored a safety protocol or two. Or 30. But I swear I didn't do this to my lab. Something has taken over the stone, and it knows how to use it.
So, if it's not you, then who?
I don't know, okay? But I can guess their favorite color.
Stay put, Dr. Miller. Give us your location, and we will come to you.
What? Stay put? I can't stay put. I have to stop the stone. Dramatic pause. The suspension cores keeping the lab aloft are not going to be able to compensate if the entire lab crystallizes. By my calculations, we've got a little over an hour before we crash into the Stillwater Sea. And the whole planet, along with everyone on it, gets transmuted into tourmaline.
Oh, beans.
Hey,
Wom wom.
Lucas, it appears that reality... Griffin turned into a dubstep. Okay. Hey, Lucas, it appears that reality is tearing itself in twain, so, we're gonna need just a sec.
Home. This is gonna be fun. Home Shaz. Shoo. Crash. Gramps. Wom. Wash. Crash. Crash. Cramps. Dodge. Slam.
Merle!
He's okay. It didn't pierce the suit.
Yeah. Just exploded one of my ribs. No worries.
Sirs, it sounds like you're about to engage in combat with an unknown assailant. Perhaps we could discuss a handful of battle stratagems I've developed for this exact...
Not a great time, Ango.
Cringe. Crinkle tinkle.
Shield, would you believe I fought crystal monsters in a hover lab before?
Hum. Wom. Wom.
Hail and well met, my Geodude. So, what's your story? Golem made of living gemstones, also possessed by spirit. Kind of feels like a hat on a hat, but, do your thing.
Crystal Golem race, Crystal, I guess, class. I don't know. I've never seen one of these things before. Proficiencies. I'm guessing it's pretty sturdy and sharp too. Pink. It's pink. It's got a pink proficiency.
Let me show it who's boss. Intimidate. Did you see how intimidated it was?
Don't cry, Merle. Keep it together.
You
are cute.
Are mine!
Vroom, wow.
Well, that's enough of that.
Wow. I'm just jumping in. I don't think I should be, but I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, nailing it.
What? I can't see anything. I have no idea what's on screen.
You're doing fantastic.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, gods, we're dead.
Yeah, speaking of gods, Merle, can't you pray for divine, bombs or something?
Hey, Pan? Maybe now would be a good time for some, help on high.
Nailed it.
Celestial protector description summons a guardian angel. Oh, awesome.
Holy shit! Did you just summon a literal angel?
Oh, ye of little faith.
Crash! Crinkle.
Nice work.
Really?
Are you serious?
Really, Pan? That's what you got for me?
Hey, you're all level 8 now. The kid gloves are officially off. You're up, Magnus. What do you want to do?
Is running an option?
Doing.
I mean, it's an option. Yeah.
Hey, sometimes Magnus rushes out.
What about tall, pink, and angular over there?
Oh, he's chasing us for sure.
Stab. Strong.
Looks like someone just got touched by an angel.
Oh, God. Where did you get those? Take them off.
Are you sirs okay?
Oh, that's also me. Sorry. Hey, what the hell was that?
Why do these jerks always wear bow ties?
I thought you sirs like bow ties.
Yours is adorable, little buddy. On Lucas, not so much.
Could we discuss my fashion choices later?
Oh, that's Lucas. Hi, sorry guys. Could we discuss my fashion choices later? My instruments have gone nuts. All I could hear was crumbling and cracking.
Yeah, that was us. There's a big crystal monster, and we lured it into a trap we set.
We pretended we were running away.
And the dingus fell for it. We totally killed him.
Crystal monster? That's not possible. All this transmuted matter is completely inanimate.
Wow, what a super helpful scientific observation. Got any more pearls of wisdom? Like maybe where we can find the stone?
I'm not exactly sure.
Hey, could you maybe get your mom on the line? Maybe she'd have, like, anything useful for us.
Click.
Click.
Is he ghosting us?
When we catch up with that little shit, please remind me to wedgie him in half.
Will do.
Will do. How dare you? How dare you see you in court?
So, what do you guys think?
It feels a little predetermined.
What are you talking about? I'm giving you guys 2 choices.
Deadly radiation? Yeah, some choice.
But it is a choice, and names can be deceiving.
All aboard the Free Will Express.
Woo woo!
Chugga, 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 chugga.
God.
Ooh, the scorch marks on the wall are a curious decorating choice.
Oh my gosh! Dibs.
Ding! Hello there. My name is Hodgepodge. Are you kids ready to learn?
We don't have time for this.
That was rhetorical. I can't see anything, so I'll just keep going fast.
Nailing it.
You're crushing it.
Please select a difficulty level. Child, adult, or master.
Child?
Oh. Discrepancy detected. Biometric scan shows the three of you are not children. Pause. Discipline required. Pop.
Whoa.
Oh, and now there's B-Dave.
Did we lose Matthew? Hi, B-Dave.
Oh no!
Just lost him.
I was supposed to be here at 7:15. Wait, I'll leave so you can come back. I'll leave. I'll go.
Okay, wait.
I'm never early, neither am I late. I'm always arrive exactly when I mean to. Okay, I'll come back.
You crushed it. Wait.
Oh, now Lily's here. Hi,
There's
Lily.
Lily. Okay. Going good so
Hi,
far.
everyone.
There's Matthew.
All right,
Welcome back,
good.
Matthew.
Cycling through. There's Matthew Lillard. Hello.
Okay, wait, Lily. Come
Yes.
back in like 5 minutes.
Okay. Great.
All right, just to prep,
And then-
Matthew, we're back to difficulty level raised to master.
We got Ashley back. Okay, great. We got it.
Okay, we're back.
Here we go.
Cool.
Matthew.
We can pick it up from
Okay.
difficulty level raised to max.
Hey, home base. Lucas has gone dark. We're gonna need a little support down here.
Angus here, sirs, and I am ready with all my reference books at arm's reach. Now is the time where the months of training finally pay off. This is Angus MacDonald's moment! I'm overjoyed for the opportunity to lend you my aid. Please, fire away.
No, fire bad.
Next category, spelling. Spell Aarakocra.
A-A-R-A.
A-A-R-A.
K-O-C-R-A.
K-O-C-R-A.
Discrepancy detected. External communication is a violation of testing protocols. All communication channels have now been blocked. Accessing flame jets.
We're all agree that this is Agnes's fault, right? Angus. Angus's fault.
See, this is what I hate about robots. There's just no reasoning with them.
You beef with a lot of bots, have you?
Next round, Stump Hodgepodge. You must come up with a question that can stump your buddy bot, Hodgepodge. I must warn you, I possess an almanac of complete world knowledge.
Okay, let's think about this. Merle, do you know any, like, super hard math problems?
I think after 3.5 books, you know I don't.
What does an all-knowing robot not know? Taco, do you have...
Taco is gone. He is in his pocket spa. It is funny.
Taco, if we don't stump the robot, he'll burn this thing down with you in it.
Jeez, fine. Sorry, fellas. I thought you had it covered. All that immolation was just hell on my pores.
Are you going to eat these cucumbers?
And knock yourself out.
Time limit exceeded. Accessing flame jet.
Not so fast, Johnny Five. You want to stump her? How about this? Who do we work for?
I do not understand. I do not understand. Cha-ching, cha-ching. I do not understand. I do not under.
And boom goes the dynamite.
I don't get it.
No, remember the magic jellyfish who erases information? Something tells me old Buddy Bot here wasn't inoculated.
Oh.
You still don't understand, do you?
I do not.
Excellent. We got
We did
Matthew
it.
and Ashley Birch, that was fantastic. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
both.
You guys
So
take a
fun.
second right now to plug anything you want to. Talk about your social media handles if you want to. Ashley, you go first.
Watch Mythic Quest, please. That's all.
Please.
Oh my God, it's so good. I just finished the second season. So
Oh,
good.
thank you.
Are you kidding me with that show?
Okay,
Fantastic.
Matthew, you go.
I have the last 2 shows of Good Girls this Thursday, and then I'm one of the co-creators of Beetle and Grimm's. We make high-end box editions of Dungeons and Dragons projects. My kids were so excited. I'm more excited that I was on this than anything I've ever done in my entire career. So congratulations. Don't care about Christina Hendricks. Don't care about George Clooney. Do not give a damn about Seth Green. They're more excited about the 4 of you. So thank you for having me.
Oh, that's very
Thank
clever.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you both for being here. And
Thanks so much for having us.
all right, we're on to the next exciting segment.
Everyone stay
I don't know what it
completely
is.
motionless
Yes. Okay.
until the next segment. So it's a Q&A. We're back with more Q's and with a little lot more A's.
What?
So I lost the place in the sheet where I was going to do this part. Oh, listen, actually, you know what? Welcome back, by the way. I wanted to say a quick thank you to our bookstore partners, BookBug, Left Bank Books, Solid State Books, Brookline Booksmith, Stinky Dave's Books Ahoy, Tubby and Coos, Mid-City Bookshop. We know at least one of the bookstores is sold out, so be sure to get your copy ASAP. And thank you to all those bookstores for believing in us. They're from all over the country. I know some of the stores are watching live, so hello to you friends there. Thank you for supporting us. Make sure you go buy a copy of our book from them. And so the great cycle of entertainment and consuming that entertainment can continue unabated. Thank you to all.
We did an Upsy card.
We were all about to read the links. Yes, there's the link to go to purchase the books, and there's cards and there's signed book plates and all kinds of great stuff there.
bit.ly/TazGN Live 2021. It's a good book.
Oh,
and
okay,
there we go. Now, time for Q. Hello, Carey.
Hello again.
This is embarrassing because I feel like I said a very heartfelt goodbye earlier, but you didn't. Yeah. But you can't. Now you're here again, and so
you got to do it one more time.
I am going to be very complimentary again at some point.
Carey, we teased this question, so I don't want to miss out on it. How did you approach this project knowing that there would be so much pink? Was it hard trying not to oversaturate or try to add variants in order to prevent uniform pink? Did the book printer complain about all the red ink used up?
Oh gosh, yeah. As you may have guessed, I was really excited about doing a very pink book. It definitely was a challenge because when you have a crystal golem who's made out of the same material literally as the entire background, I think it would be easy to run into a problem where it's hard to distinguish what's important on a page. There's kind of like an information density overload that you really have to watch out for when you're doing like a densely illustrated book. So one of the ways to work with that was to make sure that like when Kravitz in his crystal golem form, as opposed to spooky or handsome spooky is also handsome, but the most handsome version. When he's being a crystal golem, like the background gets desaturated. There's a lot of blue and yellow and teal to kind of balance out the sheer pink, but the sheer pinkness of it all. And I do a lot of like non-literal color. I think in comics, color is much more useful as a way to set tone or establish emotion than it is to be 100% literal about what something would really look like all the time, because it's a cartoon, it's comics. So it's much more fun to like shift into a green or a blue background to kind of give that contrast to all of the pink crystal once in a while. The folks at First Second are the ones who made sure that this book could actually get printed and that we did not use up all the red ink. So I am deeply grateful to them for their hard work.
Excellent.
That's so wild that of course, it's a thing people have to think about when they're not just weaving fantastical tales of sentient elevators and stuff. It's like, yeah, that's great, but there's not enough ink in the world.
Can't do it. Yeah.
I don't know that I ever asked this, Griffin. Why is it pink tourmaline?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I genuinely don't. I think I looked at
Griffin gets fucking baked down there with Matt McConaughey, and the two of them are just like back and forth, and it's more of a Griffin. You've called it sort of an ideas summit of dreams when it's the two of you and Matt down there kicking down ideas. I guess it probably came from one of those sessions.
Yeah, it's one of our many brain jams we do. We like to call ourselves. We don't like. He likes to say I'm a writer, but I like to say I'm a brain jammer. Because that's what I do with Matt McConaughey.
Sounds like a cool cyberpunk thing.
Yeah, I think I came up with the different gemstones that related to the different planes first, and I don't know if I had like pink in mind as like the unifying color of the thing. I knew it would be a single color. I genuinely can't, for the life of me, do not know why I chose that very specific gemstone. But
it does. It works great with the 12 of them, because we had to go back at some point early in the script and look back to see what colors all of those gemstones actually were. And I think none of the other ones are pink, so it works as a really great contrast to the drama of that Cosmoscope scene itself.
Yeah.
I have one, and I want to answer
Daddy.
for all of us.
Okay.
If not the chosen classes, what classes would your characters be?
Oh, I know this right off the top of my head, because so when we started, we were playing out of the starter box for 5th edition, and I had wanted to play a rogue because that's what I've like played primarily in RPGs and stuff in the past. But Justin wanted to play a caster and Dad wanted to play a healer, and I was like, well, we have to have a tank in the party before we have a like a rogue, so I'll play tank. And then it's part of the reason I ended up doing the multi-classing to have different options and to play a little bit more to that. But yeah, that's what I would have been if we had a third brother, or if I had a third brother.
And what about the rest of us? What do you think the rest of us should have chosen?
I don't know. It's not my. You answer that for yourself.
If we had been doing it at like if we were doing this arc again now, I probably would seek out one of the like homebrewed chef class, because it's such like a major part of who he is. I think that would be a really fun like thing to experiment. Maybe in like if we ever do another like balanced live show, that would be a fun thing where they've all got like we should all look up like homebrewed classes that reflect our day jobs more than our
like homebrewed, like carpenter and like surfer and chef. We'll do like a WandaVision thing, and we'll do like a Baywatch episode, and we'll do like this old house. And
so a few people asked about the music, which I mostly want to talk about how that sort of was adapted, because this is the first art I started to make music for like the very tail end of Petals, and then went like pretty hard on Crystal Kingdom, and there was a lot of Vocaloid stuff in the podcast that was maybe one of the toughest things that we had to figure out, like how, if at all, that sort of like ended up in the book. And to be completely frank, it is in the book to a more limited degree, but I don't really remember like why we ended up sort of having it in there at all. Was there a version of the script where there just wasn't that music in it? Am I remembering that correctly?
You know, I'm not sure. I think one of the things we talked about early on was kind of weaving in. There was, if anyone tells you that there was a draft of this book where everyone was just a little Hatsune Miku with a different outfit on, that is not true. There is no secret Hatsune Miku edition. But we did talk about kind of using other ways to pump up the kind of mystery that song originally brought in, because that was a big part of it. It was not just setting the tone and the flavor and creating this really great sense of place, but that was a big part of like the mystery that drew them through the plot. So I think pretty early on, all four of you were talking about like, well, how can we bring this forward in other ways? Are there other ways we can get the Millers a bigger part of the story early on?
Yeah. Awesome. We ran a bit late on the second reading, so we may have to cut this Q&A a bit short so we can. Oh no! Wait, I'm sorry. I read the timetable wrong. Yeah, so we can go to the restroom.
Yeah. Yes. So that you didn't have to say that. We could have said the thing that's in my sheet. Hey, maybe I'm better at this job than I knew, because Griffin, you really botched it. Carey, thanks for joining us for this Q&A segment. We're going to now show you, the audience, some very fun and cool coloring book pages that with music that will be entertaining in its own accord and is no way a stall, so we can go use the bathroom. That, Griffin, is how it's done.
That's good stuff.
Yes. Yes, the show is resumed. Cheez-Its? I didn't eat any Cheez-Its. I was here the whole time. That's the magic of streaming, folks. Hi. Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. Travis, we've been joined by some beautiful guests. Please tell me all about them.
Oh, Travis, you are muted. You muted your microphone so nobody
Travis,
heard your
you
loud
muted-
I
pee
did. I'm
noises.
back. I'm back.
Loudly
I'm back. I peed not only loudly but vocally. No, a little too much. We're joined by Lily Dew, who you might know most recently from College Humor, but also from Tiny Heist that we did. Lily was super fun to play with. Hi, Lily.
83.
Hello, good to.
Okay. We're also joined by B. Dave Walters. B. Dave, you might know from Black Dice Society or LA by Night. A bunch of stuff. The developer of Motherlands, which is really wonderful, and you should be watching if you're not. And welcome to the show, B. Dave.
And from like 20 minutes ago, when I gave you a surprise, a taste, an aperitif of what was
cameo.
to come. Yes. There it was.
Ooh,
I just walked by in the background like Boba Fett. Yeah. And then like leave again. Right.
It just reminds me of all those
live,
times where Matthew Lillard has been recast as you. It just happens all the time, left and right. They're like, you know what? Get him out of here. Season 2, bring in B. Dave.
That's it. There it is. That's my job. I'm the stunt Lillard. Just the gags the gigs he won't do. They just roll downhill to me, man. Scooby Doo 6 is going to be incredible.
So we're gonna let's get into it. Let's make art and read our third and final selection of the Adventure Zone. Hold up, Lucas. There's something you're not telling us. Why would one of your robots suddenly go haywire and beat you senseless?
I don't.
I mean, I could think of a dozen reasons off the top of my head why someone would want to kick Lucas's ass.
Your ass, Lucas. It's hugely kickable.
This crystal golem, it's a completely unrelated thing?
It would appear so if I had the chance to thoroughly examine.
Ghost. I mean, it's clearly a ghost, right? Exhibit A. It is spooky, and it scares me very much, just like a ghost would. Exhibit B. With a weird little ball of light that can possess inanimate objects. Now, that's what I would call ghosts. Exhibit C. Well, I got some unfinished.
You know, I could just do a quick scan for spectral energy signatures.
Noel, that won't be.
You can do that.
I'm doing it. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Huh. So there's like a ton of spectral energy up in here. A ton. We're talking ghosts, poltergeists. I'm picking up hints of a lich. Is one of y'all a fucking lich?
Language.
Let me guess. You don't know anything about.
Over here.
Well, this confirms it. Pan is dead.
This is Upsy, your lifting friend. He'll take us to the lower level where we can recover the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, there's no way I am getting into that monstrosity.
Upsy, race, elevator, class, your lifting friend, proficiencies, getting where you need to go, showing up when least expected, buckets and buckets of creepiness.
And neither are you, Lucas. I'm taking you in now.
Hey, timing?
I have strict instructions to stop him from handling the relic.
But couldn't you wait until after he helps us beat the big crystal whatever it is?
I have my orders.
So what are you going to do?
Slap these cuffs on him, extract him, and probably lock him in jail forever.
And just leave us to deal with this shit.
Hey, you do your jobs and I'll do mine, which is keeping creeps from destroying the fucking world. No offense, Lucas.
None taken.
Bump. Free. Zap. Hey, kids, does somebody need to go down?
Damn it, Lucas, stop!
Why is it wet?
So wet.
I'm sorry, truly. I can stop this, but I need to do it alone.
Slam. I'm rethinking my position. I am absolutely going to murder that man.
Oil can. Oil can.
Crinkle.
Oh, yeah.
Chinkle.
This is just awesome.
Chinkle, crinkle.
Lefty! Hey, team. It's this guy. Again.
Well, this doesn't seem very fair.
You're right. Why don't you just go back to your rift until we're able to defend ourselves?
Sorry, no can do, friend. Schedule is already pretty tight. You see, I came here for somebody named Lucas Miller. You bunch are just a bonus.
Soul Ledger. Ledger of life and death. Keeps track of who's beefed it.
What the shit? It's the pan imitator from before. You big Bakerton, you owe me a limb.
Technically speaking, I'm not the one who disarmed you. I'm just making use of the materials at hand.
So, you're sort of like a fantasy MacGyver. Cool. Cool.
Pinky does have a good point. He didn't deprive me of my precious, precious arm.
Oh, give me a break.
You three, you're on a one-way trip to the astral plane.
Mr. Gollum, I feel like you have mistaken us for someone else. We're from this plane.
Every bounty tries this. Every single one. I'm dying for some creativity.
What bounties? Who are you after?
I'm after anyone who would seek to run afoul of the natural order of life and death, which tonight, here, seems to be just about everybody. Say for yourself, little dragon. Don't fret. Bringing harm to innocence isn't part of the job description.
Let me up and I'll show you, innocent.
Now then, where to start? Protocol says deal with the most dangerous bounty first, and that is Merle Highchurch. Oh, good. Yes, you can find humor in dire situations. We'll see how funny it is when I take the rest of you.
I don't think so, sugar.
Oh, way to go, Noel.
It took me a while to lock in on the energy signature.
You did great. Now then, let's take this asshole.
Finally.
I had to be very careful how I delivered that line. There's a lot of deliveries of let's take this asshole that could go very bad.
Roll for
False.
initiative.
They all work.
They're all
No.
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 This is dumb. Let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to try to kill us with a bunch of flying sharp crystal missiles, but Mags is going to use his shield of memory, recall, or whatever, to protect us. Merle will conjure up a sacred flame, promptly setting his new arm ablaze.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Noel and Carey will do some kind of team up laser knife maneuver.
Launch, fling, fling. This is sounding great so far.
And then I'll cast Tentacles of Darkness, and I'll shout something cool like, I don't know who you are, but I'm about to tentacle your dick. Or something cooler. I don't know. I would need to be in the moment. And we'll be having such a fun time wreaking senseless havoc that time will run out.
Beep, beep, beep.
The pretty pink lab falls into the sea. And everybody dies.
Tinkle, tinkle.
So, how about we talk this out, like fucking adults and work together to save the world?
Yes, well, the last way I want to spend candle nights is processing a planet's worth of whiny souls. If I help you with this immediate crisis, will you come peacefully?
Sure, okay, whatever.
It's Kravitz, by the way.
Kravitz? What's that?
It's my name. It's Kravitz.
Kravitz. Race, human. Class, reaper. Proficiencies, harvesting truant souls. Making bad first impressions. Cleaning up nicely.
Charmed.
Merle, are you going to take the crystal arm with you as like a memento or something?
No, I like this one better. I think the Soulwood stuff is going to come in handy.
Ha!
Welcome, kids. I'm Mr. Upsy, your lifting friend. Welcome to my belly. Just press a button inside of me.
Why is it so wet in here.
Why indeed? How about some music? Do 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 do. So, what's your beef with the nerd?
Let me break this down for you. That nerd is a necromancer.
He is not. He's one of the most respected research scientists on the planet.
That may be his day job, but he has also been dipping his toe in the necromancy pool. We're not fans of that where I come from.
And where is that? From Crystal Golemville?
He's deaf? The Grim Reaper? Read the room.
Wow, so not just a pretty face. I'm a bounty hunter for Queen Morior, the goddess of the natural order of life and death. When a being's soul departs this world, it passes into the astral plane. The souls who take umbrage with that arrangement are sentenced to reside in the eternal stockade. Anyone attempting to escape the stockade or anyone seeking to disrupt the barriers between life and death, it's my job to find them and punish them. And wow, I have to tell you, this laboratory is a veritable piñata of punishment.
But what did the three of us do wrong?
4. You 3. And her.
Hang on, what?
Sorry to burst your bubble, Krabby. Noelle's a robot.
She's in the bounty book.
Wait, why?
Look, you'll just have to take it up with Queen Morior. After we deal with the necromancer.
Dun, dun, dun.
Who knows? Chills.
Yay!
You were fantastic.
That was excellent.
Lily.
Outstanding.
Lily and B Dave, this is your opportunity to plug stuff, including projects or
Where can we
social media,
find
whatever you
more
want to
of you?
do.
We're hooked. We're hooked.
Lily, you go first.
Okay. I'm here to plug absolutely nothing but myself. If you want to look at pictures of me, it's at Lily_D on Instagram, at Lily D on Twitter. But hey, if you don't want to, don't follow me. I don't care.
That's excellent energy.
Some people have bad taste, Lily. You know, you can't account for all kinds, right?
True.
This is the new thing I've decided. I don't want the attention. I don't. So if you don't want to, it's okay.
B Dave, you're up.
B. Dave Walters, I say words about things. You can find me all over the interwebs, over fine streaming content can be located. Just played a game just yesterday for charity with Travis. We raised $16,000 for Wava Rape Crisis Center up in Canada. I'll be all over D&D Live this weekend. I'll be hosting the show. I'll be running a game for Pat and Oswald and the cast of AP Bio Friday night, and I will be playing in a game for Beetle and Grimm on Saturday. Just follow me on the Tweetagrams at BDaveWalters, and like Travis said, Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific on D&D Twitch and YouTube for the Black Dice Society, which is our Ravenloft horror game.
Thank you
guys
both
for
very
being here.
much.
Yes, thank you. Oh wait, it's like the end of SNL. Wait.
Oh, everybody. Yeah, everybody's filling up the stage.
What's happening?
Thank you.
We froze.
We don't know.
We don't know. They can hear us, I think.
They don't let us run the stream. Everyone's frozen. There's too many screens. But listen, if you can hear us, we got a book out. There it is. we got a book out. It's called The Adventure Zone, Crystal Kingdom. It's really good. I think it's good. And if you would just go buy it and a bunch of them, as many as you can afford. It's just be great. So thank you so much thanks to our partner bookstores for the support and for hanging out, making this event possible. Thank you to you for watching. Everybody's interpretations of the roles, and thanks to Carey. I don't know if Carey's frozen or not frozen. There's Carey. Thanks, Carey. Thanks everybody. You're all the best. Thank you to Madison and Allie and everybody. You're great.
Also, I just want to say,
watching. Travis, tell me something.
Another Max Fun show. Bubble has a graphic novel coming out this week. I believe today.
Today. It's out now.
Yeah. They're doing a live event, an event on the Second Facebook page. You can watch it on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Dad and I are some of the guest stars in there, so you can go check that out.
Fantastic. Thanks, you all.
Yeah, thank you, everybody, for watching and for buying our book. Woo!
Yay!
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
Fiend.
Now we're going to take the next 1 minute to read it all to you.
End of show.
I thought we did.
So the show's over.
Good job, everybody.